as a country, because we have always made politically correct, convenient decisions.
The executive and the legislature, let us focus on helping the president to succeed. I am persuaded from where I sit that that is the most important thing in the next 2 years.
He called on Parliament to back the new affordable housing bill currently before the National Assembly, maintaining his stance that he would not back down on the implementation of a program.
We will implement the housing program. I don't want to say by whatever means possible. I have just said we will implement. We will. Because it is what other progressive countries have done.
I want to thank our members in both houses for the support and the commitment in making sure that our legislative agenda carries the day in Parliament.
The President has also challenged members of Parliament to be proactive in sensitizing members of the public about job opportunities sought by the government abroad, expressing dismay that most MPs were unaware of the 2,500 job opportunities for nurses in Saudi Arabia.
Friends, because I still see people here saying we are not aware. You are not aware. Sasa mnataka nifanye nini? Mnataka nisimame wapi? Nisimame niweke volume kiasi gani?
Ruto, however, remains confident that the full implementation of the Kenya Kwanza manifesto will redeem the economy. With the housing agenda already under debate in the National Assembly and expected to be transmitted to the Senate later this week, President William Ruto, in a masterstroke political move, gathered the members of Parliament and the executive to chart a way forward, and most importantly, the policies that the members need to enact for the government to be able to fulfill its pre-election pledges.
Now that 4-day retreat ends on Thursday, and we're going to be keeping tabs on it. And just as the president was addressing those who are there for a retreat, he announced that National Treasury will be releasing 10 billion shillings for the Constituency Development Fund by the end of this month in a bid to break the current stalemate between the executive and the National Assembly. Now, further details are available on our website. Now, let's cross over to matters of security and looking at what happened Monday morning, where police in Juja, Kiambu County arrested 4 suspects allegedly responsible for the murder of a night guard at the Midnight Gardens in Kimbo area yesterday at around 4 a.m. According to Kiambu County Police Commander Michael Mushiri, sleuths had been trailing the gang that is believed to have carried out a series of robberies in Juja and its environs, targeting entertainment joints.
This is a scene of crime following an early Monday morning botched heist at Midnight Gardens in Kimbo area, Kiambu County.
Nimekuja amebreak mlango wa mahali stima inawekwa na ameenda wamekata stima. Sasa wamejaribu wanakata stima, unajua wakikata stima generator inawaka. Wanakata inawaka. Sasa ndio wameenda mpaka wamedisconnect mpaka generator. So watu wale mnikiangalia mmoja wao niona ni jamaa huaga anacheza puru hapa kwangu. So ni mmoja ni customer hapa, so ni watu ambao wanajua vile kitu wanafanya.
A quick response to a distress call from the management of the entertainment joint led to the arrest of 4 suspects who allegedly murdered a night guard to gain entry to the establishment.
These people using crude weapons, they are able to attack, the management and steal, alcoholic products. We can see there are sacks there where they're able to stuff these products and then leave after doing all this damage. I think for us, it's a major breakthrough. We've been on this trail for them. It is intelligence-led, and of course with the support of the community here.
According to Kiambu County Police Commander Michael Mushiri, the suspects were armed with an assortment of crude weapons, including a fake gun, as well as a power-enhanced metallic club that was supposedly used to kill the night guard.
The murder weapon is right there. That scene is being processed as we talk.
Among the 4 arrested is prime suspect John Minor, who reportedly operates butcheries in Ruiru and Utawala, while another criminal believed to have been working with the suspects is on the run.
When we apply intelligence-led policing and the support of the community, that we can go very, very far.
Police are appealing to members of the public to share information that may lead to his arrest.
An appeal there by the administration there. If you have information that may lead to the arrest of that particular suspect on the run, kindly get in touch with the relevant authorities. First Lady Rachel Ruto has confirmed the commitment of the Kenya Kwanza administration to 100% school enrollment and transition for all children and universal healthcare access by all Kenyans. The First Lady says the two are a foundation of social and economic development in the nation. She said this is a commitment shared by the African Union and First Ladies across the African continent.
Speaking during the 20th session of the Organization of Africa First Ladies for Development in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, the First Lady Mama Rachel Ruto said Kenya was committed to 100% school enrollment and transition for all children. According to the First Lady, education will pave the way for economic empowerment and ultimately help minimize the outdated practices that expose family to cyclic poverty and gender-based violence, among other vices.
Our children are also faced by challenges caused by dysfunctional families, domestic violence, conflicts, wars, malnutrition, homelessness, sex exploitation, child labor, peer pressure, alcohol and drug abuse, teenage pregnancies, insufficient access to health care, and a high rate of new HIV and AIDS infections, to name but a few.
Mama Rachel Ruto urged the First Ladies present to be intentional in educating children and giving them access to health services.
By educating our children and giving them access to health services, we open them up to a world of unlimited opportunities and a dignified life. We cannot underestimate the power of educated and healthy girls and boys in our countries.
The First Lady further announced her acceptance to be the voice of the children of Kenya, where she will be championing the welfare of children with a key focus on child trafficking, abandonment, and abuse.
I urge my fellow First Ladies to continue sharing their experiences, insights, and best practices, as together we are creating an action-oriented platform that enables us to learn from one another as we propel our continent forward.
Now, also, a story of resilience is available on our website, that is www.kbc.co.ke. That is in regard to over 120 girls from West Pokot who tell a story of resilience in search for education. To the corridors of justice, Kakamega Senator Dr. Bonnie Halwale has filed a defamation suit at the High Court against businessman Cleophas Shimunyala. Halwale is seeking a total of 1.5 billion shillings as compensation as damages to him, his 3 wives and 17 children. Details of this in the Scales of Justice segment.
Businessman Cleophas Shimunyala is facing a defamation suit at the High Court for allegedly disparaging and uttering unpalatable words to the Kakamega Senator Bonnie Halwale.
This is the time we women, as women in Kenya, we need to stand up and stamp our feet that people should not just wake up and use us as dusters to make their point across.
The senator had, through his lawyer, served Shimunyala with a demand letter on 7 February 2024, giving him a 48-hour notice to apologize, but the notice elapsed.
For a global figure for all those 17 children, because they are minors, a modest 500 million. In total, you can see that is, I'm going for 1.3 billion. After Halwale, in total, that is 1.5 billion. To serve him as a lesson.
And an extradition proceedings application filed against Kevin Adams Kinyanjui will now be heard on 27 February 2024. Senior Principal Magistrate Susan Shitubi said the day to allow Chief Magistrate Lucas Onyina, who is handling the matter, resume official duties. Kang'ethe is wanted in the United States of America for a murder trial for allegedly killing his girlfriend Margaret Mbitu on 31st October 2023. Elsewhere, a middle-aged man has been charged for stealing 39 million shillings from his employer.
He has an asthmatic condition. Number two, he was only a week old into his marriage. It is only important that we allow him to reunite with his young bride.
Appearing before Senior Principal Magistrate Bernard Ochoi, the accused Wycliffe Mwangi Githinji denies stealing the money from Kemi and Cortex Kenya Limited.
We released on bond of 5 million shillings with one surety of a similar amount, or cash bail of 3 million shillings with one contact person.
Pre-trial has been set for 4th March 2024.
Now, girls who've been affected by gender-based violence in Migori County will benefit from a safe haven established in Mabera sub-county. The safe space that will be equipped has been put up within the precincts of the Mabera police station and will serve those who seek help.
WHO Lives, a non-governmental organization, has refurbished a room at Mabera Police Station and turned it into a safe space for girls affected by gender-based violence. WHO Lives officer James Mukundi said the center has been furnished with 16 beds and will benefit girls fleeing from outlawed cultural practices, including female genital mutilation, which is still practiced among the Kuria community.
It's a very safe place for them, and also while the case is undergoing, so this is where they'll spend their nights and their days for a few days before the case is done.
Mukundi said previously, girls seeking refuge at the Mabera police station as they await legal redress had been spending nights in uncomfortable conditions.
We care about the girls' safety, and we say any child around us is very safe. So that's the first key, the security and the safety of a girl, and that's why we have implemented this project and the program to Mabera Police Station.
Mabera Sub-County Commissioner Joyfila Wambua and Sub-County Children Officer Janet Robbie said before the safe space was opened, they had to seek services at Kehancha Town in Kuria West Sub-County.
FGM must end. It is an outdated practice. Most African communities used to practice it and they have stopped. So for the reasons which has made the other communities stop, the Kuria community should also consider the same reasons and stop it.
Stakeholders were able to nab the act before it continued. It had begun at around Masaba ward there, so we were able to come in and fight the vice so hard that it had to be stopped for some time. So right now as we are talking about a percentage of around 39%. So really we are not good yet. We have a lot to do in terms of fighting FGM.
Masaba member of County Assembly, Clanson Mwita, lauded the establishment of a safe space.
Kwa hivyo mimi nikiwa kama kiongozi hapa katika ile upande wa political class niko nyuma ya serikali, kwa sababu hii mambo na tohara ya wasichana ni sheria ilipitishwa katika bunge letu kuu ya kwamba sisi lazima tuitikie huo wito, ikawa sheria ikapitishwa, na kwa hivyo sisi tuko nyuma kuhakikisha kwamba watoto wetu wamesoma, watoto msichana amesoma.
Quickly on financing the budget 2024-2025 is that the National Treasury tabled 4.14 trillion shillings as a draft 2024-2025 budget policy statement in Parliament, with members of the public, that is you and I, given up until 5 p.m. on Monday next week to present your views. Now crossing over to sports, where tributes and condolence messages from fellow athletes continue to pour in following the untimely death of world marathon record holder Kelvin Kiptum. Hundreds of athletes lit candles before embarking on a solidarity walk around Kapsabet town in honor of the fallen athlete. Former London Marathon champion Amos Kipruto mourned Kiptum, saying he was a young athlete with a bright future. Kiptum and his coach Gervais Hakizimana died in a road accident on Sunday the 11th this month while driving from Eldoret to their home in Kaptagat. Besides the world marathon record, Kiptum has also won marathons in Valencia, London and other major events.
We lost him on last Sunday, and today we are here to mourn him, to give him solidarity with athletes based in Kapsabet. And we know on Friday is the final day for him, and it's time for all of us to go there, to stand with the family, to condole with the family and the friends, and we give the last respect to our friend Kevin.
Kumpoteza mwanariadha katika umri kama huo kwa hali kama hiyo sio kitu cha kawaida na sio kitu cha kuridhisha. Tunaomba Mola atupe hekima na subra wakati huu tunapokaribia kumzika mwenzetu.
He had really flown the flag of Kenya very high and was such a role model. We are praying that this will be the last tragic loss of such a noble person.
Kiptum indeed will be missed, as he was supposed to have rather participate in the Paris Olympics that are scheduled for July this year. May his soul continue resting in peace. Some of the developing stories that we're going to be keeping tabs on as we bring this to a close is a Naivasha retreat where the president is having talks with government officials and cabinet members there, especially in the driven Kenya Kwanza administration, as well as where we are at in as far as matters of economy with the shilling that seems to be gaining against the greenback. I'm Regina Manyara. Have a pleasant viewing ahead. I leave in the capable hands of my colleagues Mike and Victor. You're watching Good Morning Kenya.